Sports Talk 2319. I am your host, Rashad Phillips, and I'm excited today to talk to you about the incoming freshmen. If you've studied the past decade in college basketball, the incoming freshmen have dominated or left their imprint on the game. I want to talk about a couple new names. Obviously, we know Michael Porter Jr., DeAndre Ayton, Marvin Bagley, even Mohamed Bamba, the 7-footer out of Texas. But I got a couple more names that I want to bring up that I think you guys would like to hear as well. Two guys that I'm excited to see play this season is point guard Trey Duval from Duke and Collin Sexton from Alabama. Let me explain something to you guys. The hardest position to play in college basketball is the point guard position. I mean, it's equivalent to the head coach saying, here's the keys to my car, my brand new car. Don't crash it, no scratches on it. That's basically what Coach Krzyzewski has done with Trey Duval and what Coach Avery has done for Collin Sexton. Let's talk about Trey really quick. I believe that Trey Duval possesses all the intangibles to help lead Duke to a national title. That's saying a lot. Long arms, great on the ball defender, phenomenal athlete. We've all seen the videos of Trey Duval's dunks. I mean, this guy is no bigger than 6'2", 6'2.5". I've stood next to him, and we were basically looking eye to eye. So that shows you how tremendous of an athlete that he is. I believe his ability to get in the lane and make other guys better by getting on the ball. I really, really believe that Marvin Bagley is going to benefit from playing with a guy like Trey, because Trey's a willing passer. He loves to win, and he's competitive. All those are the intangibles for him to be a national championship. Now let's switch over. Let's turn the page and let's talk about Collin Sexton a bit. 6'2", not that big, just like Trey. Great scorer, not a great shooter, but this is a guy that gets after it on the defensive end. Pit bull defender. He's a proven winner. Remember when Collin Sexton and Trey Duval played in high school, they both traded baskets. I think they both ended up with like 40 points apiece. I mean, that just tells you how competitive both of those guys are. I believe Collin Sexton is going to have a chance to leave his imprint on Alabama only in 1 year. I'm very excited, again, to see both of these young men lead their institutions to multiple wins. The most intriguing freshman prospect coming in for me is the Trey Young kid that's going to Oklahoma. Let me tell you why. This is a kid that had offers from every college, could have went anywhere he wanted to go, and he stayed home and went to Oklahoma. I take my hat off to him for that, because I was a kid that stayed home and played for my hometown college as well. But what's intriguing to me about him is that he's not that big. He's about 6'1", 6 foot maybe. He was a big-time scorer in high school, just like I was. Big-time scorer, can score from all over the court. I mean, I heard some people compare him to Steph Curry. And that was, when I watched him on film, I was like, okay, it's not Steph Curry, but I understand from the fact that he shoots way out. He has range on his jump shot, very tricky with the ball, crowd pleaser, a lot like I was when I played. The hurdle that he has to jump, and this is for a lot of point guards coming into college, is when you're a big-time scorer in high school, how does that translate to college? Are you able to translate being a big-time scorer in high school to college? I was able to make the transition quite easily, but a lot of guys can't do that. So my challenge to Trey Young is, will you be able to translate the scoring that you did in high school, to the college level? And again, if you're listening, Trey, listen to me. This is how you jump that hurdle. Be yourself. Don't look up at the scoreboard. Don't be counting your points on your hand. Enjoy the game. Play the way that you can. Everything else will fall in place. One reason why Steph Curry has been so great over his time in the NBA and why he was so great in college, he's never had to change his game. Trey Young, don't change your game. What's the incoming freshman list without talking about, guess it. Kentucky! Exactly. You cannot go without talking about Kentucky. Kevin Knox. 6'9", long arms, just like Michael Porter Jr. in that same realm. What I like about Knox, cerebral. Plays the game nice and smooth, lets it come to him. Oh, Calipari has a new toy with Knox. Knox can play 1 position, 2 position, 3, maybe even 4. I really love Kevin Knox. I'm excited to see how Calipari uses this kid. Let's go down to Miami. There's a kid there that hasn't been talked about a lot, but I saw him on tape, and ooh, I like this kid. Layton Walker, University of Miami, 6'5", strong body, two-way player. When I watched him on film, real slithery with the ball, great finisher, can score, ultra competitive, has a motor, gets up and down, great athlete. This kid is going to surprise a lot of people. He may even jump a lot of the incoming freshmen in front of him. Be looking to hear his name late in March. Layton Walker, Miami. Jalen Hands from UCLA. No, he's not Lonzo Ball, but he's not far off. Very tricky with the ball, slippery, quick, exciting player. Look for UCLA to continue their winning ways with this kid. The long-lost freshman that nobody's really talking about is Trent Jr. at Duke. He's going to benefit with playing with those great players, Marvin Bagley, Trey Duval, Grayson Allen, all those wonderful names. I believe Gary Trent is a prototypical shooting guard. Can score from all over the court, great footwork. Look for him to have a sneaky season as a freshman by playing with those other great players. Another kid that I like down at UNLV is Brandon McCoy. I believe he'll be the top player on that team. A little bit more team success before you guys really hear his name, but that's a kid that you should be looking out for with his talent. Troy Brown, Oregon, do-it-all player. What college coach wouldn't want a kid that can play 4 positions? Troy Brown was highly recruited in high school for his multifaceted game. A little bit of like Lamar Odom, can do a little bit of everything. Can pass it, can shoot it, can handle it, can defend. I'm excited to see how Oregon utilizes his multifaceted skill set. Last but not least, Jaren Jackson, Michigan State. They have a tradition of developing players over time, but this kid is already developed. So look for Jaren Jackson to have an immediate impact at Michigan State right away. Next segment, join me as I give you my top college basketball scorers and shooters. Again, I'm your host, Rashad Phillips, and this is Sports Talk 2319.